While she's pulling it up, I'm going to ask you guys a question. How many of you know where the Red River Gorge Natural Bridge area is? How many of you know where Beattyville is? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we had this idea to sort of promote people to go to Beattyville because it's right outside of the Red River Gorge area. So we thought it would be a cool idea to build an app so people can see where to eat, sleep, things to do around our area, and to have signs to as like a wayfinder to get to Beattyville. And we worked with the TEALS program to build the app, and that's these people right here, and they're going to explain to you what they did to build the app.
I'm Dakota Sandlin. I'm glad to be here today with you all to tell you about this because around 50,000 people would go to the Red River Gorge a year in the Natural Bridge area, and they don't even make it debatable to see all the actual stuff we've got. The whole point of this app was not to tell you about Red River Gorge or Natural Bridge. It's to show you some more of the local spots that you can actually go hiking and all of that, where you can actually eat and sleep and all this. And it's also going to help get tourism flowing through our county and showing you that it's here. And with that, it's to basically help tourism. And most importantly, make sure that we can get our county back to where it used to be,
My name is Brianna Collins. I am in an advanced coding class at Lee County High School. I'm a senior. We did this for the Community Challenge Grant. It was just a simple thing. Well, it wasn't really simple. It was actually pretty hard to do. And it's just to get out and show people how Betaville is and what's in there. We based this app off of a really cool Icelandic app. This is original coding. We did all of this from scratch. Whoops. We did all of this coding from scratch. We put the buttons on there. I made the home page and all the words. All you do is you do that. Click on the buttons, and it shows you the places, and it shows you a link and a phone number that you can click on. They work a lot better on an iPhone, and you can usually click on the number and it'll call it for you. And the first one on there is the Art Factory, and it's just a place to eat. It's on this board right here. It's a really good place to eat. Go home. The next one is Sleep, and you can click on there, and there's phone numbers and links for cabins, motel, and camping. Press the home shop. Those are places where you can shop. There's not really a lot of content on there right now because we're still working on it, and then students in the future are going to work on it too as it develops. And there's just places on there where you can hike and you can go out and you can see everything that's there. Rock climbing, eating. And there's just fun things to do on there where kids can play and where they can go adventure. There's a Thrillsville. It's just like a little climbing rope area. And there's a new reptile zoo that they just put in. And it's got all kinds of reptiles. And the last thing on it is the culture in the Betaville area and the Gorge area. That's pretty much it. And the software isn't completely done yet. We still have to finish the scrolling on it and then put more content, and it'll be completely finished and ready to download.
Did you say what it was called? Oh, yeah. What's the name of it?
It is the Lee County, Locals Guide to Red River Gorge, Kentucky.
Okay. So the other thing we thought would be a good idea for a community challenge grant is signs to sort of as like a waypoint to get to Betaville, and Deidre's going to talk about that.
My name is Deidre Brandenburg. I'm the community liaison on the project. I'm the tourism director for Lee County. And a big thing that we have is we have 500,000 tourists coming to the Red River Gorge and Natural Bridge State Park a year. And Beattyville is located like 20 minutes south on 11. They actually have to make a conscious effort to get off the exit past Natural Bridge State Park to the south and keep going to get to our town and the birthplace of the Kentucky River. So the one thing that we saw that was lacking was signage, transportation improved signs. So we're using this community challenge $10,000 grant to build the app for people that are tourists to experience the local side of tourism. So the kids will put their favorite places that they like to go that may not be the hotspot areas like Miguel's. The Icelandic app, it was really cool. One of the biggest attractions in Iceland is the Blue Lagoon. It's the thermal spa. It's really cool, but that's not on their locally picked app because they want the tourists to experience the local side of tourism. So that's why we base it kind of like that. So the signage part, there's 40,000 visitors a year visiting our rock climbing locations, and we had to have a certain number because the brown signs and different signage for transportation, you have to prove so much tourism activity in order to apply to get that type of thing. So we put in a road counter on the main road to count the number of cars all the month of October. And then we did some backwards math with the Rock Climbing Coalition, the nonprofit of rock climbers, and we come up with about 40,000 visits to this area, the rock climbing areas. And another problem we have, I can do it fast. Another problem is Google and pins dropping and cell service. So that's another reason for the app too, because the cell service. And then we actually need road transportation signs. The wayfinding signs, there's certain criteria that they have to go by to be approved. You have to file encroachment permits, and they have to have certain criteria in order to be approved. So we're in the final approval process. This is a picture of Slade, and we want to put the birthplace of the Kentucky River, the rock climbing areas, in Beattyville 20 minutes. And start from for wayfinding signs to work for transportation, you have to bring them all the way into the destination. You can't just put a sign up. You have to make the expense. You have to pay the expense to put the signs to bring your driver all the way into the area. So that's what we're working on. These are the different rock climbing areas. There's about 1,800 acres, and they're in different locations in Lee County. So there's 4 different locations. So the wayfinding signs, when you get off the exit in Slade to bring them in, we'll bring them in all the way to all 4 locations and into the downtown business district of Beattyville and our town square, and the river portage locations for when they bring their canoe and kayak signage turn by turn to get them to the different trailheads for the 10-mile, 5-mile, 3-mile paddle trips if they bring their own boats. So that we've applied for 42 signs through the transportation. That's a lot. That's a lot of encroachment permits. It takes time to process, and this is the final map. They had all the encroachment permits, and then they said, "Can you give us a map and just pin where they're all going to go?" This is a lot, but we love that the community and the kids are coming up with a full wayfinding sign plan for our whole county. So there's a lot of pins. This is just the downtown area to get them off of 11 to get to the town square where we have events. To get them to the camping RV hookups, to get to the kayak and canoe launch, to get them from every way from the Breathitt County side, Owsley County side, Powell County side, Estill County side, to all the river access around town. And this is the birthplace of the Kentucky River where North and South Forks meet, and our mayor had a really cool idea of putting a sign there where they meet so people can see it from their boats. And turn your kayak around and do a selfie, and you're in your kayak, and you've got this birthplace of the Kentucky River sign right there, and it has an arrow that says North Fork this way, South Fork this way, so many miles upstream to the next boat ramp, and so miles up there you can get to the next boat ramp. So, and there's another fork upstream 3 miles. It's the North Fork, Middle Fork. Then we'll have a sign right there too where those forks come together for the canoers and kayakers and boats and motorized boats.